What are those?
That's competitor feet.
Dude, ain't they nasty?
It's
that's so gross.
True life bikini competitor.
Ugh. Ugh.
Okay, so just made it back to the condo. I have a grease and carb belly full. And I was wanting to get some ice cream afterwards, but most of the ice cream places are closed. So we'll just wait for it tomorrow.
It's pretty late. It's like 11:45.
No, it's like 10:45 right now.
It's like 2 o'clock in the morning.
It's 10:45, but we didn't get me any ice cream, but I ate plenty of pizza, believe me. It was really good. That's where we went after the show. So I was able to talk to a bunch of the coaches. I was able to talk to a bunch of the judges that were there. I talked to the main person who actually had like my main critique. Like she had my number and did my actual critique, but I also got the critique and some feedback from the rest of the judging panel that I could find. And basically it was just, they just said I needed to like tighten up my lower half. One person said something also about my stomach not being like, not holding my stomach in, which I thought I usually hold in my stomach pretty well, but maybe not. She just said that like I needed to just kind of really think about keeping my stomach tight and making sure I keep that, you know, nice and tucked in, not relaxing it so much.
Well, it's a fine line of flexing the entire time, but also looking natural, not looking like you're stiff as a board, but flexing at the same time.
Yeah, which I mean, I find like my stomach is really lean naturally, but it's also very boxy and very muscular, so I feel like sometimes it looks wider than it really is, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain that, but I don't know. I feel like I usually keep my stomach pretty tight, but I guess I didn't as much as I usually do. Lower half could always come in tighter. I always say that for every show. This has been the first show though that I get an actual like physique critique. All my other shows, well, I won my other shows, but I haven't actually gotten like an actual body critique. So this is the first time I've gotten a critique for that. What was the other thing someone mentioned? Everyone said that my posing was on point. They really enjoyed my posing. My stage presence was really great. They really enjoyed watching my posing. They said that, you know, just definitely to keep that up, which I always have really strong stage presence. So they said all that, like my suit, my hair, my makeup, just everything was like really good. They did say, one person said like my face was a little light. Makeup was really pretty. She said some of the best makeup she'd seen because she thought I'd actually had someone come in and do it for me, but I was like, nope, I did it myself. But I forgot to bronze my face more before I went out the first time, which I intended to. And but yeah, I guess my face could have been a little bit, I mean, yeah, you can see it on this camera.
Especially under those fluorescent lights where it just washes everything out. So I don't, if it's light, it's gonna look like it's like pale white. So. Yeah.
I don't advise spray tanning your face, neither does most people. I did that for one of my shows, and that was a huge mistake. My makeup did not blend very well, and it made my face just look kind of gray with all my makeup when I tried to blend it and everything on it. But I think for bikini, definitely avoid not spraying your face. That was really it. That was probably like my main critique, is they just kind of said that just to tighten up my body, my lower end mainly. And it was very, you're going to run across this between different shows. It was very like subjective and like the body types they were looking for. For this show, they really wanted like a more tighter package, not so muscular. No. What?
But that's competing in general. Like any show you do that has different judges, they're all looking for something different. No, like there's no exact set. There's a lot of gray area.
Right.
There's no set, like, we're looking for this, this, and this.
Right.
It's so subjective.
Right. And I've been told back and forth, like I've been told that in bikini, you win by having the best glutes and the best capped shoulders and a muscular stomach. I've also been told in bikini, you do not win bikini by having capped shoulders and having a muscular stomach. And that was what one of the head judges kind of said to me, was that he just said, kind of be careful about like I guess where you're wanting to stay at, if you're wanting to stay in bikini or stay in physique. Not saying that, like, obviously I have the body of a physique competitor, but he just said I do have a more muscular, full physique. So he just said that, like, he prefers to have a more tighter, I don't want to say skinnier bikini package, but not so muscular, I guess, is like what I would have. Or if, like, that's the look I'm going for, I just need to really be extra lean so I look that much tighter and that much leaner on stage. But he doesn't like...
the previous shows, that's what won the show, was the capped shoulders, the more, not muscular, but more...
fuller.
Yeah, not the skinny, super petite girl. Because
the girls that beat me were a lot, like, skinnier than me, not as, like, well developed, especially, like, in the glutes. And I think I've said this already, like, this is the first show that I can honestly look on stage and be like, my glutes and hamstrings look better than hers. Like, I was proud. Like, I was so proud of the way that my glutes looked from behind, because I worked so hard on them and really trying to bring in, like, my hamstrings and my glutes. And I was so excited because they looked like a real, like, bikini pro competitor butt up there. And then the girls didn't have, they had like flat butts. I was kind of shocked. And they beat me.
They were just skinny, and that's what the judge liked, and which is okay.
Which, yes, again, going back to it being very subjective. So, not, you know, obviously what we were expecting, really just kind of very, very different judging than what I was used to at the show. It was a very small show, the smallest show that I've done, and I got third place.
111 total competitors. And
I got third place at this show just because, I mean, it just wasn't what they were looking for in particular, compared to who did come out to compete. So.
But you probably had the biggest class in the competition.
Yeah.
There's 11 girls.
Yeah.
In your class.
They also didn't split at this show. They only did 3 bikini classes. Usually you have like bikini A through like E, at least. This show they include like bikini, what would normally be bikini like B and C inside of bikini A. So you make the classes that much bigger, which I think is, I don't know why they did it like that. So we had really big classes, but only 3 main classes, bikini A, B, and C. So there was a lot of girls in all the classes, but they really didn't belong like in some of the classes. Technically, they could have split it up, but everyone said that they loved like my overall look, like they loved my my suit. They thought my suit was really flattering on me. They really thought it was really pretty.
One judge mentioned thicker.
Yeah, I had one judge say that she, for my body type, even though I deliberately chose the connectors I did, the skinnier connectors for my body type, because they look best on like petite girls. They accentuate like petite girls better. They show off their physique better, but she actually said that she would like to see a little bit thicker connectors, at least on my body shape, I guess. Maybe because like my hip placement and like my torso length, I don't know. But she would like to see a little bit thicker connectors there. She thought it would have been a little bit more flattering for my body type. But, you know, again, that goes back to being the subjective part of bikini. But
everybody has an opinion.
Yes, and that's the other thing I wanted to say is, usually at a show, you'll have like one person that does like your actual judging critique, like one judge, and that's who you should go to probably first to get your actual overall critique. But you could also reach out to the entire panel of judges, and that's what I did tonight, is I went throughout wherever I saw judges, and I just asked them like, hey, if you remembered me, what did you think? And all of them had something to say, and something a little bit different to say. So it's good to kind of get a whole bunch of feedback and, you know, critique from the whole panel of judges if you can, not just that one person that was solely judging you. So, and then obviously always talking to like the head judge, because he's kind of like the person that makes like the last call on everything. So if you can, you know, get around to speaking to him, and if he happens to remember you and get some feedback from him, then
or even if he doesn't remember you, okay, well, what do you look for in bikini? You know, like what are some of the things that catch your eye, or what do you look for? Because like I said, it's so subjective, every judge is different, but it's also good to get accumulation of what different judges look for. And this one was a little bit different because your judge that critiqued you didn't like write everything down, kind of going off memory, which past competitions they had like a sheet of paper where they're taking notes on. They split all the competitors up amongst the 9 or 10 judges, and then they'd write their critiques on the paper. But I think a lot of the critiques were fair.
Yeah, I agree. I can always bring down my lower half because I'm thicker on my lower half. Thanks, Mom.
And like we talked about at dinner, she only prepped 8 weeks.
Yeah, I really only prepped like probably a good solid 8 weeks. Kind of really started at 10 weeks, but like, yeah, we're more, well, if we want to really get where the nutrition was, probably 6 weeks. Yeah. But
which is different than 2 years ago when you were prepping for a show,
because usually I would
longer, 12 to 16.
Yeah. Usually I wouldn't do any shorter than a 12-week prep, and I basically did like an 8-week prep with like everything that I have going on, like my full-time job and like all these weddings and out of town stuff that we had going on, and just still
Vegas.
Yeah, I just, I still rocked it. Still happy. I personally love the body that I brought this weekend. It's, to me, by far my favorite look. So I'm super happy with that. Maybe the judges didn't like it as much as I did. But
and that's what it's about. It's about, it's not about being the best person on that stage. It's about achieving your goals for yourself.
Right.
So, because you're never going to be the best. There's always going to be someone out there better than you.
Right.
That's someone that could beat you. So if you set goals for yourself and you kick those goals asses, then you'll get somewhere.
And again, with it just going back to it being so subjective, even though you could bring the best physique, your best package yet, if it's a judge that just isn't particularly looking for that look, I mean, you can't, there is no black and white area, especially in bikini. Bikini is the worst division. There is no black and white of this is what you should have, this is how you should look, this is what they're looking for. You can get an idea, a general idea, but that's it. They're really just looking for what best looks on you, what you can bring to make yourself stand out, to make you look the best, to make you set apart from the girls on stage. Whether you have the best glutes, whether you have the best shoulders, whatever, best tight stomach, whatever, your best posing. That's something that the head judge probably honed in the most on me about was, competitors don't realize how your stage presence is everything. And that's what he was talking about. Because he was saying how he really enjoyed my stage presence. And he said that, like, my stage presence was, like, some of the best that he had seen that night. And he was just saying, so many competitors come in such well-conditioned physiques and bodies, but their stage presence just completely ruins it. It's like, what? Do you just not practice your posing? Do you just not practice,
just as as having the physique.
And everywhere from complimenting yourself with your suit, your hair and your makeup. He just
complete package.
It really is a whole package, and it's really important. And he says that he will bump people up because of their stage presence, not because of their physique, but just because, wow, their stage presence was on point, So that's just something to really think about.
Another thing one of the judges mentioned was a little bit more sass from you.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of shocked with that, but she was talking mainly from my walk. I deliberately tried to do more of like a toned down routine, I guess, not so much of like swinging my hips and sassing my arms and all that. And they said that they liked my walk. Like, my walk was very, I forget the word she used, but I guess basically very like professional, if you could say. Yeah. Very mature and like very, like my positioning and stuff, I guess, walking across stage was like really good. But she was just saying, but they would like to have seen a little bit more personality come out of my walk at that point. They said the posing it showed, but like the walk was just kind of like, I guess not all there. Like, it almost didn't match my posing that I brought, if that made sense. So.
But again, one judge's opinion.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. Take all the feedback you can get and cipher through it.
Yeah.
Decide what, okay, I should probably change this, or I'm going to keep this the same way for the next competition.
That's right. Okay, I think that's all I have. This ended up being really long. A lot longer than I intended. Like 60 minutes.
Cut me out.
But, anyway, should I shower? Because it's a shower.
You smell.
What? Okay, I guess I'll shower. But then I'm gonna go to bed and start tomorrow. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. So we're gonna go eat some good food for Mother's Day too.
Wish your mother's happy Mother's Day.
Don't forget to love your mommies.